Welcome to the Heart of Destiny 2, Weapons in Depth, and in this episode we'll look at medium rate of fire hand cannons. We'll look at both adaptive and lightweight frame type. What do they do, what are their strengths and weaknesses, who are they for, how should you use them, and of the two types, is one clearly better? We'll start with the adaptive frame type. This archetype includes the following: the kinetic weapons, 10 paces, and better devils. What do they do? Rate of fire. Adaptive hand cannons fire at 138.5 rounds per minute. These sit at a speed that is quite slow, but just fast enough that shooting at max fire rate will require a slight bit of recoil compensation. Damage. Their damage at maximum is 46.7 to the body and 70 to the head, while at minimum 15.5 to the body and 23 to the head. This means their minimum shots to kill will be 5 to the body or 3 to the head. Max shots to kill, 13 body shots or 9 headshots. Within their minimum range, time to kill will be at maximum 1.73 seconds and at minimum 0.87 seconds. At their maximum range, time to kill will be at maximum 5.2 seconds and at minimum 3.46 seconds. These have a moderately high damage. Compared to rifle type weapons, you will deal significantly more damage with a single shot. Their precision modifier is average, so you'll be dealing good team shot damage even when you don't hit headshots. What's interesting about these weapons is that they just don't quite do enough to kill with 2 headshots and a body or 4 body shots, which is a little disappointing, but means that you will be able to do these combos if your opponents take any damage at all. Range. I again created charts for the archetype, as I will do for each archetype as I go through these guides. As well, while we're on the topic of range, I created a range calculator for hand cannons that will allow you to identify the range of any hand cannon and chart out its damage fall off. Moving on, we'll go over the chart and important info to make sure everyone understands what's going on. The horizontal lines represent damage required for different shots to kill. The blue lines represent body shots, while the red lines represent critical shots. As well, body versus critical damage, it shows hipfire range, ADS range, and range with a 0.1x zoom factor, which would be given by a perk like Rangefinder. These are represented by the various shades of colors, as well as you can see there are 2 of each shade of line. This is because low and high range stats are also represented. The most important pieces of information. These hand cannons have moderate base range stats, but can get quite high range stats depending on the role. The difference between low and high range is not huge, but definitely noticeable. You'll be sitting at 27.5 meters at lowest for fall off start, which is poor, but what's worse is the steep damage drop off. Your fall off end will be at just over 46.5 meters, at which point you'll be dealing 1/3 of your damage, lower than all other weapons. At the highest range stat, you'll be doing better at 31 meters start, and unlike most other weapons, you'll get the same buff to the end, which will now be at 50 meters. So your damage drop off won't get any steeper. With higher range stat, you'll definitely be improving your weapon's reliability and consistency. I know I just said range stat is worth it, but before you go speccing all range, consider that 0.1x zoom will offer you at least as much range as 22 points of range stat. Viability. These weapons are moderate across the board. This lack of specialization is both a strength and a weakness. Compared to other weapons, these will never be the best in any situation, but they'll never be the worst. The relative strength of these hand cannons is their fairly reliable, high time to kill with 3 headshots. The inverse to this is their slow time to kill with body shots. What to look for? The perks to look for are, number 1, Rangefinder. These weapons can definitely use the zoom increase to improve their consistency and reliability. Number 2, Rampage. This perk will seriously improve consistency when active. It enables 4-shot body kills and reduces headshot requirements. Number 3, Outlaw. This perk's lightning fast reload speed is always great. Some other perks to look for are Opening Shot, a great perk for ensuring you start your gunfights well. Quick Draw. It will be great for improving their average handling. Kill Clip gives an enormous consistency increase as headshot requirements drops to 1, although it will be best when used with something to increase the reload speed. Some god rolls to look for are Better Devils with Drop Mag, Rangefinder, and Kill Clip, Better Devils with Accurized Rounds, Outlaw, and Kill Clip, 10 Paces with Accurized Rounds, Quick Draw, and Rampage. The type of player. These are best for both players trying to learn to use hand cannons and veterans looking for a powerful medium range option. Now let's look at the lightweight frame type. This archetype includes the following. The energy weapon, Waking Vigil. What do they do? Lightweight hand cannons fire at 150 RPM. These are just a little quicker with a fire rate that's just a little faster than their recoil centering speed. This means to shoot at maximum rate of fire, you'll need to use some recoil control and shot placement can be quite difficult. Damage. Their damage is at maximum 42.5 to the body and 68 to the head, while at minimum 14.2 to the body and 22.7 to the head. This means their minimum shots to kill will be 5 to the body or 3 to the head, and maximum shots to kill will be 14 body shots or 9 headshots. Within their minimum range, time to kill will be at maximum 1.6 seconds and minimum 0.8 seconds. At their max range, time to kill will be at maximum 5.2 seconds and at minimum 3.2 seconds. The first thing to notice about their damage is their precision modifier is a little higher. This higher modifier allows them to deal nearly the same headshot damage as the adaptive type while doing less body damage, although still enough to kill in the same amount of body shots. One of all hand cannon strengths is their per shot damage, and these certainly don't lack in that area. They just prioritize hitting headshots even more. Range. Of all hand cannons, these tend to have the lowest base range stat. Luckily, you can make up for it with ricochet rounds, which is common on these. At lowest, you'll be at 26.8 meter fall off start and 46 meter fall off end. At highest, you'll be at 29.5 start and 48.8 end. This isn't too bad, but worse than most auto rifles, so you'd better watch your distances if you don't have any serious range buffing perks. Viability. These hand cannons are built for dueling, thanks to their minimum time to kill, which is in the quickest tier, their shots to kill, which are the same as the slower adaptive type, and their great handling and mag size. Few other weapons will be so potent in one-on-one duels at medium to close range. Of course, for longer range engagements and team shooting, you'll probably be better off with another weapon type. The largest thing to overcome with these is their recoil, which for many may put their shots off. This is thanks to both their high fire rate and lower stability. If you can't counter the recoil, don't feel bad to pace your shots a little. The bonus of strafe speed from lightweight may also take some time to get used to, but will definitely benefit your gunfights. What to look for? The top perks to look for are, number 1, ricochet rounds. The range gained from this perk makes it most certainly the best in slot. Number 2, Outlaw. You'll need a quick reload so you can jump from one gunfight to the next. 3, Opening Shot. This one may be more useful than you think and will help with those long range shots. Some other great perks to look for. Snapshot. The ability to react quickly in situations will be quite useful. Zen Moment. Hitting shots will increase your center speed substantially, allowing you to fire at a quicker rate with ease. Generally, the stats to increase are range and stability. Both of these stats will allow you to more easily win more gunfights. Handling is always a good stat to spec on hand cannons, although these already have exceptional handling. Some god rolls to look for are the Waking Vigil with ricochet rounds, Opening Shot, and Outlaw, and Waking Vigil with ricochet rounds, Zen Moment, and Snapshot. The type of player. These are for players who have past hand cannon experience, are able to pace their shots well, and able to understand what situations are best to use the weapon, or in what way is best to use the weapon for the situation. If you wish to take your hand cannon gameplay to the next level, I highly recommend these. Adaptive versus lightweight frame. Which is better, adaptive or lightweight frame? These weapons both accomplish nearly the same thing, just a little differently. If you prefer a more moderate, consistently paced way of play, you'll definitely prefer the adaptive type. These offer the hand cannon experience you expect and are a fairly solid base for great perk rolls. If you prefer a more dynamic experience with different pacing for different situations and a higher potential, you'll definitely want to use the lightweight type. I would say that neither of these is stronger in the meta than the other, at least the difference would be very minimal. What do you think of adaptive and lightweight hand cannons? What guardrails do you have? Thanks for watching, do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Live that soon.